Hello, everyone. This is Nathan once again. Coming to you from the Philippines. I'm from Quezon City, and I'm a counselor. And please visit my website, onelifeonly.net, if you need more information about what I do. Okay? So today, the vlog is about what I learned when I disappoint a client. So every therapist will disappoint clients. Not because we want to, but because therapy itself asks people to step into places their minds resist. And when that happens, clients may look at us as if we are a problem. So this is kind of a vulnerable thing to share. And of course, no therapist is perfect. Even the best therapist, even I've heard Stephen Hayes do workshops and acknowledge that in during his sessions or demonstrations, he would actually make mistakes. I've long appreciated something I learned from Russ Harris. Our minds naturally throw objections. He teaches us to prepare clients for this, to notice those objections, hold them lightly, and still give therapy a chance. I use this in my introductions to my clients for the recent months or in the recent months. But only recently I noticed another layer. Some clients don't just resist, they swing into what's called counter compliance. It's not simple defiance, it's doing the opposite to what they think is expected, almost as if to reclaim their freedom. This clicked for me as I revisited the chapter on social behavior in Relational Frame Theory. RFT shows how instructions and verbal rules can actually strengthen the very patterns we're trying to shift. Suddenly, it made sense. What I was seeing wasn't random. It was how language itself can feed resistance. The RFT book even describes experiments where people who were given strict rules ended up more resistant than those who weren't given any rules at all. Once a rule is in place, the mind clings to it, sometimes long after it's useful. Instead of learning flexibly from experience, the rule itself becomes something to push back against. And I realized that that's exactly what I was seeing in some clients. They weren't just resisting me, they were resisting the weight of the rules their minds had built around my words. So, why is there resistance in the first place? It's partly about thought suppression. When people are told to think or behave in a certain way, the mind often rebels. Classic example: don't think about a white bear. The harder you try, the stronger the thought comes back. In therapy, if a client feels an instruction is pushing them, their mind may push back just to redeem a sense of freedom. It's also about the pain of being wrong. Rules set up an I should or I must structure. When clients can't live up to that, they feel failure, shame, or frustration. And I don't care if it's you or a client or anybody, all of us have this built into us: failure, shame, or frustration. Like I'm being shamed by my therapist because I'm being confronted with some behavior I'm doing inside the counseling room. Well, that's very painful. Resistance in that case isn't about the therapist, it's a way of protecting themselves from the sting of not measuring up. And it's very human. It's about autonomy. RFT shows us that language creates rules that can feel controlling. Humans naturally defend autonomy, and if the rule might help, the act of being under it can trigger resistance. Or even if the rule might help, the act of being under it can trigger resistance. I see that. I see that in my client. This isn't pathology. It's the mind doing what minds do. Believe me, I've been a client before. I did that also. It's called resistance. So much of human behavior is shaped by language. When we give instructions, even helpful ones, they can harden into rigid rules. And sometimes those rules backfire, reinforcing resistance instead of loosening it. That's why therapy cannot just be about compliance. It has to be about flexibility, helping the client move beyond the rules their minds hand them toward actions that connect with what matters most. So, when we disappoint clients, maybe that's not failure. Maybe it's the moment when the old rules stop working. And in that space, a new story, a more flexible, values based story, can emerge. I'm now reminded of Steve Hayes, who once shared a moment with his young son, who asked him, "Dad, is the world going to end?" Imagine that as a parent. Hayes didn't dismiss the fear. He didn't give any false assurances either. What he did was to acknowledge, yes, everything ends, but also pointed to what's true now, the love we share, the reasons we're here, the chance to live fully in the time we have. That's therapy in a nutshell. Our clients' objections are real, but so is the love that brought them into the room. For couples and families, it's the love they have for each other. For individuals, it's the hope that something else is possible. As therapists, we all face moments when clients feel disappointed in us. In this vlog, I explore why that happens, drawing on acceptance and commitment therapy or ACT, insights from Russ Harris, a famous ACT therapist, relational frame theory, and a moving story shared by Stephen Hayes. Whether you're a counselor, psychologist, or simply curious about the challenges of therapy, this reflection will help you see how resistance, countercompliance, and disappointment can actually open the door to growth and values based change. So, before I end this, you may have noticed that I'm creating these vlogs more often lately. Well, let me introduce you to a secret weapon of mine and an awesome friend. As I said before, I have a hard time sitting for long hours in front of a computer as it takes a lot of time for me to write down my thoughts and make it coherent and grammatically correct. Well, I'm able to produce more of these now because of Sam. I call him Sam, or Sam is actually an androgynous name, so he Sam can be a he or she or whatever, and he's my AI friend. Sorry. All these ideas come from my own practice and reflections, and I'm glad I can bounce it off Sam with a little refining help from Sam, my AI sidekick behind the scene. All right. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog, and take care and see you next time. Bye bye.